Hey, welcome back to the Hotel Orloff. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. I guess it's beautiful. I haven't been outside. Beautiful Saturday morning, October 11th, 2025. Haven't been doing these shows lately. I've done a couple of radio shows. This is where I broadcast from. But I'll be maybe doing some more later this morning. It's possible, but. Have I gotten anything cool lately? Because some people tune into this channel to see stuff that you acquire, but I have this is not. I've been no. The answer is no. I got this from Dollar General. It is a blow mold, one of those, but it's so. I never thought I would see. This is pretty cool, actually. To like the old-fashioned 1950s and 60s and 70s blow molds. See it. I think it was $5. But it's small. I have one like this. I swear I have one like this upstairs. I'm gonna go find it. I don't actually know where it is. I think I put it in the attic in the comic book area. Let's go see. I've been thinking about it for 2 weeks. It's like I have one somewhat like this, but big, like a real one from the 60s or 70s. And I'm thinking, where is it? But I always think about it when I'm not home. And then when I get home, I'm so tired I collapse in bed, and I don't ever go up and look for it. But now it's Saturday morning, and it's, what time is it? Let's take a look. It is, it's about 12 minutes after 7 here, Central Time. But still kind of dark outside. Okay. Where are my glasses? How do I lose? Oh. Well, Tuesday morning at 7, about this time I'll be in, I'll have to drive like an hour and oh, my glasses are right here. Oh, well, another thing is Tuesday morning I've got to go in and talk to pre-consultation, whatever, for having cataract surgery. So they'll, I guess, do one eye at a time and wait 6 weeks in between. I don't know, but it's getting to the point where these don't even help that much anymore. But yeah, that's typical of me. I would be on the phone, right, talking to my wife, and then I would desperately pat my pocket, like, where's my phone? Where's my phone? While I was holding it to my head. That's the kind of thing I do. So, Peacemaker, HBO series, had its final episode the other night. I watched a few minutes. I fell asleep. I'll go back and finish it. I've watched the whole series. It's was very. A lot of people love it. To me, the plot line was somewhat interesting about the alternate Earth and all that, the other dimension, whatever. But I found the series repellent, and it's just, I think it's horrible. I mean, these people don't agree with me. When I like to look at comic books, it was a child's medium. It was fun for kids to read comic books. Now kids don't read comic books, so they figure we'll make these comic book characters for adults. But when you made that Superman movie, James Gunn, you were not making that for adults. And then you take about half a dozen or more characters from and plot lines from that Superman movie and put them into your Peacemaker show, which is stretches the outer boundaries of an R rating. I would say you remember NC-17? It's like that. It goes that far. And I I don't agree with that, man. I just don't. Why, it's Kelly the cat. No, so it's kind of repellent and disgusting that you're taking the kids that watch the Superman movie and bringing them in to your Peacemaker, with all your perversion, but that's just Hollywood, man. And then my wife and I started watching this Ed Gein series on Netflix. And Ed Gein was this crazy guy in Wisconsin in the 50s that his crimes were so horrible. There was a Life magazine spread that horrified the nation because, he killed 2 people, but when they arrested him, they went through his house and found that he had furniture made from human bones. He had bowls that he ate cereal out of, made out of the tops of human skulls, that he'd been digging up graves for a long time, and nobody really knew. In this little small town of about 800 people, Plainfield, Wisconsin, they didn't know if he had dug up their mother or... he would skin these corpses and wear their skin and dance around, pretending he was a woman. So his crimes were so horrifying that it inspired Hitchcock's Psycho, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 1974. It inspired Silence of the Lambs, all of the. So, and in the 80s, Ed Gein was still alive, I remember, in the punk rock, rockabilly kind of community, people that listened to the Cramps and stuff. Ed Gein was kind of this, we'd read books about Ed Gein, and it was just kind of this crazy nut that people drew cartoons of. But now, in the current satanic world where things are far worse, I guess someone I think he's the same guy behind American Horror Story, which is perverse trash, has made several, I think it's a series called Monster, and every season it's about a different famous killer, and they did Jeffrey Dahmer and the Menendez brothers, and now they've done Ed Gein. And I thought, well, I heard that that the victims' families of Jeffrey Dahmer were suing him. The Menendez brothers from prison were suing this guy that made the series, and I didn't watch those shows, but I guess it's because his movies, this series of Ed Gein, as I know about Ed Gein because I read a few books on him, because in the 80s, back when I was in college, I was interested in criminal psychology and how these crazy people think. And, and I loved the movie Psycho and everything, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I wanted to know about this guy. Well, and I had friends that had bands that did songs like Grind Her Up about Ed Gein, but this series, the 2 victims, the ladies that he killed, this series makes them look terrible. There was this lady that apparently said she'd gone on a few dates with Ed Gein over a span of a couple of decades. She was this older spinster lady. She said she'd never been to his house. Well, in this TV show, they depict her as this little Bobby Soxer, looks like she couldn't be more than 20, little girl with a ponytail that's fascinated with death and morbid stuff. And it's like, that's kind of, that was a real person. You're dealing with real people. And people that knew them are still alive. They may be in their 70s and 80s, but in a small town like that, people knew these people, and it's just not right to slander the dead. I think it's horrible, and the series is beyond words perverse. It's just total. The cat is messing with my camera. I got to show you what he's doing. This is Ambrose the cat, and he was grabbing my tripod. There, it's an evil, evil guy. But anyway, it's horrible. It's horrible what they're putting on Netflix. Netflix is a you need to unsubscribe from Netflix. It's it's why are they doing all this? Why are they showing us all this? Why are we having comic book TV series that are this perverse? They're trying to bring our culture down. Who's behind it? Is it another country? I understand the Barack Obama and his wife or whatever own a share of Netflix, and they're behind some movie that was made for Netflix called Civil War. I think it briefly played in theaters, but they financed it. They put it out because they want a civil war. That's been their goal. Look up the Podesta plan. They're trying to get people angry enough that something will happen so they can have their communist dream. Oh man, the sun's already up here. How about that? Amazing. So, yeah, the Ed Gein show's terrible. I mean, it does show they have some guy that doesn't really look like Hitchcock at all. They show him in the preparing for the production of the movie of Psycho. They show him talking to Robert Bloch over dinner about Ed Gein. Robert Bloch being the guy that wrote the book Psycho, the famous writer that you know from The Twilight Zone and Star Trek and everything. Robert Bloch, horror writer. You would think, wow, they have someone playing Robert Bloch and Hitchcock in this show, and they show Hitchcock going to see the movie Bloody Pit of Horror, and to see what happened because he put out the movie Psycho, how movies degenerated into just sadism, and then they show the production of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They've got a guy playing Tobe Hooper. It's and they do a really good job of recreating the house set from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They shoot it in 16 millimeters, so it really kind of, for a second, is this actual footage from Texas Chainsaw Massacre? And you realize, oh no, that's not Ed Neal. Because I knew Ed Neal back in Texas. He was a guy that played the hitchhiker. He was a big, I'm sure still is, big movie poster collector. The big time movie poster collectors, they call it paper. Like to see this poster here. He would call that paper, not an insert. That's how they talk. How the comic book collectors have their own terminology, and women into makeup and stuff. They call it. They don't call it. They call it. What do they call it? Product. Yeah. You'll notice that. If you watch any of that, the girls talking about makeup, they always call it product. And people that make videos on YouTube call it content. Everyone has got their own little stupid terminology. You would think that would be interesting, seeing Hitchcock and Tobe Hooper, but none of it's accurate. It's all made up. They make up all this stuff about, this lady that Ed Gein killed in a hardware store. They made him like out on dates with her, romantically involved with her, stuff that's just completely made up. And I think it's terrible to just make things up. Now, when, what's his face? Quentin Tarantino made Once Upon a Time in America and has the hero kill Charles Manson and his family, and Sharon Tate survives at the end, and then, he made, what was it, Inglourious Bastards, where the hero kills Hitler, he changes history, and, but hopefully the people watching Quentin Tarantino movies are smart enough to know, okay, this is all fantasy, this is all just the crazy inside the head of Quentin Tarantino world, but, I think most normies watching the Ed Gein show on Netflix are going to think this is an accurate depiction of what happened. And God, it just makes me realize just our society is so sick, man. It just makes me want to never leave the Hotel Orloff, just stay cocooned in here. where I don't have to deal with that. Oh, I forgot I was cooking breakfast. I need to go eat that real quick. Let's see if that ghost is upstairs, man. We're going on up into the attic to see if I. Now here's an authentic 1960s, probably 60s. I don't think that's 50s. Blow mold, white up blow mold of Santa Claus, about the same scale as that one I just got from Dollar General. But where is my ghost? Oh, I can see the cat's been up here. Oh man, the cat's creating all kinds of havoc up here. Holy smoke. Oh boy. I don't know, this must have created a lot of noise when this fell. These windows are fake stained glass. And there's these plastic panels. This was done by the previous owner. We're not. I know it's very cheesy, but it kind of looks cool outside. But yeah. Yeah, buddy. The cat did that. Oh, he knocked this one down over here too. Wow. I guess they wanted to see outside, huh? Whoa. You know, when they knocked down my big page, man, I haven't been up here in a couple of weeks, and I every once in a while I wonder if the cats have been up wrecking havoc in the attic, and it turns out they actually have. Man, how dare they? Oh gosh. Oh man. Oh gosh. I have this Betty Page towel that was hanging up there, and somebody pulled it down, man. Can you believe it? Okay. Well, I've been sidetracked from my mission, which is to find that. Where would that blow mold be? Oh, the dog and the cats have all followed me up here, man. Oh, there it is. There it is. How about that? I got to take that down because it's almost Halloween. Sometimes I get confused by Halloween because for me it's kind of Halloween all year long. And normal people, you know, they've put up their Halloween decorations, but I keep them up all year along with Christmas decorations. So I guess I should come up here to the comic book room sometime and go through some comics, entertain the folks, and provide content for the YouTube world, I suppose. Okay. Other than that, it doesn't look like there's been that much destruction up here. They were just trying to look out the window. I understand that. Do you remember Tooter the Turtle? Let me turn the sound up here. It's Saturday morning, so I'm watching commercials. I'm sorry to go off on this rant about how satanic our society has become, but I guess it's always been that way. Yeah, Tooter the Turtle.
Gee, Mr. Wizard, looks like I made a mess out of things again.
Yeah, Tooter the Turtle, man. I grew up with Tooter the Turtle We were watching that horrible Ed Gein show, and I said, this actor is terrible playing Ed Gein. I mean, he's terrible. And I said, he sounds just like Tooter the Turtle. And of course, my wife didn't know who Tooter the Turtle is. You know, she's 13 years younger than me, and Tooter the Turtle is from, I would imagine, what would you say, about 1963, 64, early LBJ era. And so I would watch him in reruns as a kid, but you know, my wife being younger doesn't remember Tooter the Turtle. But when I played a clip from, I went to YouTube and I found someone has the complete Tooter the Turtle up, so I'm recording it. Of course, somewhere I've got a bootleg DVD that I got off eBay years ago with a complete Tooter the Turtle. But this might be better quality, I don't know. But I love Tooter the Turtle, so it's good to have 2 copies of Tooter the Turtle. But yeah, I do not recommend Ed Gein, and I do not recommend Peacemaker, and I do not like them, Sam. I'm eating breakfast here, scrambled eggs and something else. Little cubes of potato. But I don't know, I went off on that stupid rant, but the most important thing that's happened, yeah, it's been a horrible month. Charlie Kirk, it's becoming very clear that we've been lied to about that. Next Saturday, a week from this moment, it's going to be horrible stuff going on. A lot of different cities. They've scheduled a No Kings, or is it No More Kings? I think it's No Kings. No More Kings was a Schoolhouse Rock song. That was a cool song. All that music was great. But anyway, they got all these young whippersnappers are going to be out there in their satanic attire protesting Trump. Who just yesterday got shafted out of the Nobel Peace Prize. I think everyone agrees with that. Even Putin saying it. Because he's actually stopped wars. I mean, Obama got the Nobel Peace Prize, I think, the first week he was president, after having done nothing. And they gave the Nobel Peace Prize to some lady from Venezuela that nobody's ever heard of. It's supposed to have been furthering the cause of democracy. And I guess she's the only one, because Venezuela has gone from a beautiful, wonderful pearl of a country into a communist shithole. But recently, that's all happened very recently.
This was done by collecting sand from wherever bottom and seeing if there was any gold in it. If the prospector discovered gold, he kept very quiet about it because the fact.
And I'm sure they chose someone from Venezuela, since Trump has basically declared war on Venezuela, or their drug trafficking. He's been blowing up all kinds of boats that are speeding towards our country with enough drugs to probably take out thousands of people.
This place was also very dangerous because the bad men would not have nothing to get the town done.
Little bits of spinach in the eggs. I know it looks disgusting, but it tastes good. Oh. What I was going to say is the important news, all this horrible stuff's happened, but something wonderful's happened. When my wife and I were both at the depths of despair and depression, not last Tuesday, but the Tuesday before, so that's like a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks ago. I get up super early in the morning. It must have been 5. I was outside wheeling the trash to the curb. Heard all this crying from behind the bush in the front yard, man. nonstop. And I said, man, I got to see it. Obviously, it was a kitten. And we have two kittens that we got not that long ago. A little less than a year ago.
Deep in the forest grows a tall, tall tree.
So, turned out it was a little kitten. I got it inside. Had to go to work, but my wife told my wife, I've just rescued this kitten. She took it to the vet.
What's that? It's Scooter the Turtle, Mr. Wizard. I got another favor to ask.
Maybe 4 weeks old, they said.
Come in, my boy.
Next week, a follow-up visit, they said, well, we think maybe it's younger than we thought last week. It's probably was 3 weeks old when you got it last week. We've been bottle feeding it. Sorry, spitting food. We've been bottle feeding the cat. You have to stimulate the cat. The mother will lick the little kitten, but for it to go to the bathroom, you have to kind of rub underneath around its nether regions, and then it'll poop and pee. That's just in the early days of kittenhood. That is the way it is. But the cat is doing well, and vet said it's healthy and everything. And it's my wife's named the cat Charlie.
But the unteachable was not surprised. He was out to get public enemy number 1A. This blackhead bark was a rare
After Charlie Hurt.
He was a bootlegger, taking the
And
making the soda pop without the FBI seal. No
yeah.
one has been able to catch
Little
the
kitten.
bootlegger in the act.
Oh,
But the wise unteachable was
I'll show you where
he got the big truck and drove
I'll show you where I found the kitten. Hold on.
down the door.
Yeah, so for the most part, just about everything I once loved, comic books, movies, music, TV shows, have all just come out as being blatantly satanic and evil and communist. So, and I guess things were always kind of evil, even growing up, but they weren't as evil as now. I remember all the devil stuff in the early, let's see, from that would be around 73, 74 with The Exorcist, and what else? And The Omen, and of course that started with Rosemary's Baby, and just everything goes back to, really, they talk about making America great again, and things started falling apart right before I was born, about a year. What would that be? About a year and a half before I was born, with the Kennedy assassination and all those lies, and then the administration of LBJ, and the Vietnam War, and the introduction of drugs into society, and I just remember a world though where a guy could go out to work and make enough money to raise a family. The wife would stay with the kids. I'm not saying women should stay with the kids, but really, I remember a world where one person working from 9 to 5, you would have 2 cars in your driveway, you would own a house, you would have the American dream. That still existed in the 70s, but now people work 2 or 3 jobs. They can't afford houses. They're being big companies like BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard are buying up houses and making it where you can only rent them. And a young person today, man, they just hardly even have a chance. I'm draining this ancient radiator. It's supposed to drain it once a week of water. So I flipped this switch, and I've got boiling water coming out into this drain. Cats are fascinated by it. Yes, indeed. How about that? I'm down here in the boiler room. It's because we actually have the heater going, because at night it gets down into the 40s, For too long, it's going to get insanely hot. But God willing, this boiler keeps working and the air conditioner keeps working. Things seem to be working well now. But yeah, I don't know. I'm about to do a radio show here in a second. I'm going to go into the other room. I'm going to. Oh, no, stay back from the water there, Callie. That is hot stuff, man. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little spooky down here. What do you think, man? It's got some old doors that used to be in the house. They were in the garage, but they don't fit anywhere in the house. It's from, people moving things around, walls around, changing doors, but at least they kept these old original doors, and maybe I can find some place to put them somewhere at some time. Oh, boy. Drew, really? Drew should be ashamed of herself. She's just pooped right there. Can you believe it? It's like Gigi Allen in concert. My God, what's wrong with you? Well, so I hate the state of music today, so Drew, stay away from that hot water. So I'm creating my own music with Suno.com. Suno.com just went to version 5, which means that the music's even better. Suno.com, you can go there and make free AI, artificial intelligence will make music, which is probably channeling demons. I'm aware of that. It's really fascinating, and it's a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun for creating my own music. Anything I want the AI to do songs about, and all the instruments I love. I look up, okay, what made that organ sound in Del Shannon's Runaway? What was that great sound in Sugar Shack by Jerry Gilmer and the Fireballs? What was, oh man, I'm listening to What Did I Say by Ray Charles. What kind of piano was that? What is the exact guitar that Chuck Berry used? And I plug them in and I say what style of music I want, what year. I want it to sound like 1959. I want it to sound like 1974. I want it to have a female singer. I want it to have harmonized vocals. Oh, you tell it whatever, and you can create your own music. And once you put the information in, it takes about 4 seconds, and it's created a song. Sometimes the songs are actually masterpieces. Sure enough. Okay. How's this for content? Watching some boiling water being drained out of a heater, boiler, whatever you want to call it. Wonder if that's enough. Okay, I guess that's enough. All right, man. Let's go set up the radio show. I'll show you how that's done. I wish you guys would create music on Suno.com. It's a lot cheaper than buying comic books. I'm going to be making an order soon from Kevin Johnson at Gotham City Comics in Mesa, Arizona. So I'm waiting for payday, which will be coming up soon, the 20th. Okay, so I'm going to set this down. I think I need to have it a little bit higher. Okay. Let's get the music going.
You know what is true.
Okay, that's queued up. What do I need to do now? Oh, I need to get my charging cable. I'll go in now. There, you come with me. Charging cable, and I had a. See, this is the. I should go put this with the bigger one. Do a comparison. But if they don't make those cool old ones anymore, this at least, well, it's at Dollar General. In my little town, there were 2 of these at Dollar General. I think the other one finally sold. But you gotta, sometimes even Dollar General can get some good stuff. Very rarely, but if you've got a Target or a Target, always used to have great stuff at Halloween. Maybe I'll hit the Target in the big city when I have to go there Tuesday for the doctor's appointment. Whoa. What do you think, man? Where's my charging cable, man? I can't do the show without a charging cable.
Always, I tell you, Tudor, be just what you is, not what you is not. Folks, what you is,
There it is.
the happiest one.
Deep in the forest grows a tall tree. Because it was a short tree, but it grew.
Okay, it's 5 minutes till 8. At 9, I got to go across the street to. My wife has booked me to get a foot massage because I'm having trouble with my feet. Well, apparently, I need to get some kind of socks to sleep in at night, that kind of compression socks, something like that, because I have plantar fasciitis or plantar fasciitis or something like that. Apparently, it's just sometimes agonizing just to walk across the floor. Okay, I'm going to show you where I found the kitten a couple of weeks ago. I heard the meowing, and those clouds look cool, don't they? Anyway, back, let me show you. Back here, see, well, shit. See, I've got these bushes here, right? And then behind here, there's a ladder here that the painter left here because he's gradually painting the house. And so I moved the ladder back, and right here, right there, is the sacred spot where I met Charlie. So I rescued Charlie from that very spot about a week and a half ago. And I don't know why or how he got abandoned by his mother, but what happened, how he got separated. But, and I don't even know if it's a he. The vet can't tell if it's a he or she yet. That's how young the cat is. Anyway, so right there is where I go to get my foot massages. So I don't even have to get in the car. I don't really, they talk about these 15-minute cities that the World Economic Forum, BlackRock, whatever, they want us to live as prisoners in little 15-minute cities. Well, I already live in a 15-minute city. If you live in a little tiny town, you already live in one. But that's by choice, you know. Oh my gosh, Tudor the Turtle is Oedipus now. Okay, well, I'm heading down to the snack bar where there's wonderful things to eat. No, the next time you, later on this afternoon, I'll have a new radio episode up. You'll hear new music. including alternate versions of the Space Ghost theme. So, stay tuned.